feel like I'm looking straight at this camera.
Oh, I didn't even see the other one. I got one too.
You guys can both. I'm just gonna make it natural.
Not missing anything.
It's a tight mouth shot.
Great.
All right, you ready, Emma?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Rickie Fowler and Lexi Thompson. Welcome to the Scoop. What'd we go with, Lexi?
I went with cookie dough.
Rickie.
I got chocolate.
All right, 2 classic flavors.
I mean, my first pick would be just regular chocolate chip, but
Okay. Next time we'll get you
No
that. Don't worry. So you guys have shared Puma as a sponsor for a while. Lexi, do you remember the first time you met?
Ooh, first time I met Rickie.
Yes, yes.
I don't remember our first time.
Me,
so
I know. I'm not gonna make you feel bad. I don't remember the first time either. But it was probably at a
We've done,
photo shoot somewhere.
I mean, I don't know the number of shoots we've done together.
A lot.
It's been a lot.
It's
Since
been a lot.
you were like how old?
Well, I turned pro when I was 15, so right off the bat.
I turned pro in 2009 and signed with them. First shoot with them would have either been end of 9 or somewhere in 2010, so.
That's right when I turned pro. So.
For a long time. So your partners this week for the Grant Thornton. Lexi, what part of Rickie's game do you wish you had and why?
Scoops his ice cream. I would say I love watching his game because it looks just so free and so easy. Like it doesn't look like, I know as golfers it might be inside, but it doesn't look like he's overthinking anything. It's just like a kind of a natural raw talent. And that's every time I watch him, I feel like he just gets up to it and hits it, visualizes the shot he wants to hit and just goes for it. And I never really see him too upset out there, which is, well, we all do. I know I do, but it's just great to watch his game.
It's internal.
Yeah, right.
What part of Lexi's game do you wish you had and why?
Probably, I feel like she's out there and comes across like fearless, like just wants to go get it done. She's, I mean, obviously won plenty of times. Obviously, there's times where it doesn't work out, but and she, pardon my French, but she works her ass off. I think some of her work ethic is something I would maybe benefit from.
The Instagrams also in the gym. I'm like, all right, I gotta get to the gym today. Lexi's grinding.
As we're eating rice.
Yeah, right.
We're going to the gym after this, guys.
So you were very young when you won your first professional event. What do you remember from that final round in that day?
It's funny you say that. I just replayed it the other day for some reason. I had my dad on my bag. It was at the Navistar LPGA Classic in Alabama, Prattville, Alabama. And I just remember walking up to the 18th green with my dad on my bag. And it was such a special moment to be able to share that first win with my dad there. And he's like, you can go and walk up to the green. Pretty sure he's probably crying. But he had sunglasses on, so I couldn't see. But
Just go.
just go. But it's a great memory for me that I always cherish. It's one of my best ones of my whole career in my life.
And what does a celebration look like at that age?
You know, I don't remember that night, not because I celebrated too hard, 16.
It was ice cream.
Yeah, it was probably more like pizza and ice cream, to be fair, but I think I did like buy my first car, which was like a Camaro SS with that paycheck, so.
Rickie, I had Michelle Wee on this recently, and she said that you made golf cool. Do you agree with that?
I don't know if I made it cool. I maybe helped it along with the one next to me, Michelle as well. I think the cool part was it's always been there, but I think it's up to, you know, new guys or women that come along to kind of continue to build that in a way from how it was set up prior. There was plenty of guys before me that helped set the stage to maybe go off in a little different area coming from action sports and, you know, wearing more colors. And so that was just my own little spin off of it. And Lexi's done an amazing job with her side, but, you know, like I said, Michelle as well. And everyone does their part.
And why do you think, I mean, when I'm at tournaments, you still see kids head to toe in orange. Why do you think why is it you that they are so excited about?
I wish there was a real explanation. I mean, it's not something you can plan for. Like,
right.
It's not like Lexi planned for, I'm going to have a bunch of kids chasing me around too. The only thing that like kind of comes to mind or what people have mentioned, I think they kids are they can see through everything, and I feel like they're a great judge in character or if someone's genuine. They can see right through if someone's fake and something like that. So that's the only thing I can kind of come to is we're out here doing our thing. This is who we are, and I feel like kids have gravitated towards that.
And you mentioned, the bright colors. Your style has evolved a lot. I think I was looking at some old photos. How would you say it's evolved? And maybe what was did you make, that was an active choice or?
Yeah, I think it's just evolved over time. I mean, I'm still not scared to have some fun, but I've also, I do turn 36 here shortly. So, I'm not the young 20s kid running around. I've got 2 kids now, and it just evolved over time as I've put a few years on.
Lexi, we talked a little bit about your first professional win, but can you think back to the first golf tournament you ever won and tell me about it?
Oh, gosh. It was probably like a U.S. Kids tournament. I can't pinpoint which tournament exactly it was, but again, my dad was probably caddying for me or I was pushing my little push cart. But yeah, I don't remember it exactly, unfortunately, but it was probably either the U.S. Kids event or like the Doral Publix junior event down in Miami.
What about you? Can you remember your first ever tournament? A junior. How old do you think you were when you won your first event?
When I won my first, I don't know. My guess would be like 6 or so. I started playing tournaments when I was 4.5. So somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been a minute.
So you played on some stacked Walker Cup teams. We were looking at the photos. If you think back to those days, what is a favorite story or a favorite memory with those guys who maybe you still see out there today?
Probably more stories from 07.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first one. Sunday night was good. I didn't really drink at all back then. I think I might have had like 2 or 3 drinks that night. There were others that may have had more than that. There's stories I probably they may be public or not. Let's just say we had a good time, and I think there might have been some slight repairs that needed to be done to the bar. Not from me.
We'll have that on
Clarify.
record. Lexi, if you could relive one day of your career, what would it be?
Oh, that's a great question. I would say probably jumping into Poppie's pond at my first major championship win. That was always a moment that I've always dreamt of growing up and playing golf, and that event held such history and tradition behind the event, so it was always something that I hope to do one day. So to be able to do it and get that win and to be able to jump into Poppie's pond with my family, my parents were there, it was incredible. And it was like those moments that athletes live for, that, all your hard work pays off to live out a dream that you always imagined.
What about you?
I'd probably go back to for me, the last 6 holes at the Players in 15, and then into the playoff. It was a pretty good little stretch.
So Lexi, you're about to dial back your playing schedule. Rickie, I want to ask you, if you've known Lexi for a really long time, what does she mean to women's golf and just golf in general?
I mean, her impact has been, it's crazy to think about, what she's been able to do for not just the women's game, but the game as a whole. She's a staple in professional golf, and hopefully will continue to be for a little while longer. I know it's not going to be full time, but hopefully we'll still see her out there. I know a lot of us enjoy watching her that play the game professionally, but obviously there's a big following that she has. So she's obviously been at it for quite some time, starting at such a young age. I think there's still plenty of great golf left in there, so let's not cut it completely off. So we're gonna have some fun this week, and then see where it goes from there.
Awesome. And then my last big one before we do some quick rapid fire ones. I do this thing with my family, and we'll say, when we're having dinner, our low, our high, and something we learned that day. But I want to have you guys look at your entire career and a low moment, a high moment, and something that you've learned.
My low there's been some, but probably biggest low would have been, what was that, 2020 to 22 or so. Just had a kind of longer than normal rough stretch. That'd probably be the low as far as on golf course. Off golf course was great.
Great. What about you?
Excuse me. I think everybody kind of knows my low. Getting the 4-shot penalty at ANA was big deal because, of course, that's the same event that I won, that I always, dreamt of winning. So to have that kind of put a dagger in it was definitely a low moment. Still kind of deal with it day to day, but it's life. Things happen. Yeah. Sometimes you don't know why exactly, but you got to get through it.
We'll move on to high on a positive note.
Yeah.
So.
High, I guess in a way it'd be a toss-up for me. Obviously, 15 players is my biggest win. To then maybe, Ryder Cup at Hazeltine.
Awesome. What about you, Lexi?
I'd say my first win, probably as a Navistar when I was 16, or my first major win, and jumping into Poppie's pond, of course. Those two were big notches in my belt in my career, and ones that I always look back on.
Great. And something you've learned?
I think something I've learned just throughout my whole life with golf in general, which is so great about the game, but can be very frustrating at times, is that it's a game that you can never perfect. It's always an ongoing learning process, and it'll test you. It'll test your patience, your determination, your work ethic. And what I've learned along the years is just, I still struggle with it, but giving yourself some grace in those moments, because we're not perfect. We work extremely hard at what we do, so there's going to be bad days, but a matter of getting through those bad days and knowing that there's people that love you and care about you at the end of the day, and it's just a game.
Yeah, I think that's an important message, especially for kids who are taking it up right now.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say very similar to what Lexi's talking about, but perspective. I feel like I've always had a pretty good perspective on things, but as you go through it year after year and deal with all the stuff that goes on day to day in our lives and things that we have to deal with, but then you start building your own little life within it, and family and kids, and something I'm sure that'll be down the road for her as well. But I think your perspective continues to get better and better, and truly understanding things that maybe bothered you 5-10 years back. It's unfortunate you can't go back and deal with it differently mentally, but it's just you learn as you go. So the perspective side of it is big.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, brain freeze is a segment of this now, and it's just rapid fire. So I'll ask you a question. You can answer first. You can answer second. First thing that comes to mind. What would your top song be of the year that you listen to the most times?
Oh, yeah, I don't have Spotify.
You don't know. That's
Well,
right.
it's so bad. We were just thinking about a walk-up song, and it took us forever to think out one. I listen to music constantly. I can never think of a song on top.
Yeah, I'm also terrible with song names. My most listened to artist would be Kygo.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Most memorable fan interaction.
I would say not one in general, but ones that I've given my shoes out to little girls. Always makes their day. So.
You have memory loss.
Yeah, I know
I'm
the
always
rapid
bad
fire
at-
makes you memory
No,
loss.
I'm bad at thinking.
Literally freezes your brain.
Well, and then I'll like go back and I'll see something tomorrow or the next day and be like, oh yeah, and I remember that. No, there's not one that stands out right now. I feel like we're both very lucky. We have great followings, and just being able to, whether it's 2 seconds from signing or taking a picture or whatever it may be, you never know what those interactions are going to be, what they'll do for that person. And it's been really cool over the years to hear about how maybe a certain 3-second interaction has made, some sort of small or massive impact in someone's life. So, yeah, sometimes it's ones that you don't even know about that end up being the biggest.
Best show to binge watch.
Ooh. I'm trying to think of what I watch Law and Order Special Victims Unit a lot.
It's a great
And
show.
it's always on, so it's just there.
Currently, it's been How I Met Your Mother. Quick and easy, and usually we don't have a whole lot of time, so 20-minute episodes.
Yeah.
No, it's not something new, but
Right.
that's the current.
Lowest round and where?
Mine was in the Bahamas, and it was a 61, I think. Yeah, 61.
Well, I was playing 1 tee up, but 58 at Grove, 59 at McKenna from normal tees. But
Course you haven't played but want to.
Augusta.
I've played it. You should.
Yeah.
You know people. I know some people. We can go do it.
Yeah. Make it happen.
Well, we win this week, then we go up there.
Okay, deal.
Good. Yeah, hold them to it.
We can make it happen. Let's see. I mean, with what we do, we don't get to necessarily do like golf trips. For me, there's a few, but from some of the Cabot courses to Bandon Dunes, I just feel like those are some of the cool ones that everyone talks about.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this.
Of course,
You got
thank
it?
you.
Thanks for ice cream.
Hello everyone, thanks for watching The Scoop. We have some awesome guests coming on season 2, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.